Good morning, it is filled to the brim, and it is Tuesday, June 1st, and we're talking about asking the Lord to increase our faith. You know, sometimes this isn't a popular subject simply because in order for the Lord to do that, He has to exercise our faith. And you know, when we exercise our faith, there's something that comes forth in us, and it's called the fragrance of faith. The fragrance of faith comes forth when we are exercising our faith. And the fragrance of faith is like no other fragrance. You know, it's only discovered when we experience God as we increase our faith in Him and we relinquish the expectations of the physical realm and we step in fully into trusting what the Lord is doing in the spiritual realm as the priority. The fragrance of faith. It is trust. It is emptying ourself of self and saying, you know what, Lord, I look to you for your guidance. I may not understand this. I may not understand the process. This is not how I would have planned it. This is not how I have planned it. But the fragrance of faith goes forth when we relinquish our control, relinquish our expectations for Him. You know, it's kind of like when the dam breaks and the waters go forth. And what I mean by that is a lot of times, you know, and we can even be mature believers, we try to do everything possible in our own strength to handle a situation or to fix something or to make it happen. We do everything in our own strength. We're crunching the numbers. We're praying and praying and praying. And prayer is good, but a lot of times prayer is connected to what we think should happen, how we think it should happen. So really, even in our prayer, we can be controlling. We could have this expectation that God needs to do this way. And what happens is God doesn't. And as a result, we grow increasingly frustrated and even like have tension in our bodies or tension in our mindsets, tension in our spirits. And then there comes a moment when that tension builds to the place where we have to go, Lord, I give it all to you. The dam breaks. The surrender happens. The sense of, you know what, I am not in control of this. Lord, you are in control. Showing God, you know what, I'm just desperate for you, however you want to do it. You know, there was a man in Scripture in Mark chapter 9, and I love this story because it shows the fragrance of faith after the dam breaks in him. And this is a father, and he has a demon-possessed son, Mark chapter 9. And let me read to you the story, verse 17. Then one of the crowd answered and said, Teacher, I brought you my son who has a mute spirit. And wherever it seizes him, it throws him down. He foams at the mouth, gnashes his teeth, and becomes rigid. Then they brought him to him. And when he saw him, immediately the spirit convulsed him, and he fell on the ground and wallowed, foaming at the mouth. So he asked his father, how long has this been happening to him? And he said, from childhood. And often he has thrown him both into the fire and into the water to destroy him. But if you can do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Verse 23. Jesus said to him, if you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes. And this is the beautiful verse, verse 24, because this is when the fragrance of faith goes forth. Immediately, the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. This is when the fragrance of faith explodes because the man has been handling this situation for years and years and years. Since this boy was young, just think of the pressure. Just think of the stressor of caring for this child that was so out of control. And here, God is going to heal him. But first, this man's dam breaks in his declaration of his faith. The dam emotionally, because you know what? This young boy is doing all of these things, even in the midst. And here, the greatest impact of the story is the Father's release of the situation to Jesus. Do you need to release fully your situation to Jesus? I really feel that some of you that are hearing today need to be asked that question. Have you released whatever situation you're trying to fix? Maybe you have a rebellious child. Maybe you have a financial situation that you just can't seem to get, control of. It seems like, maybe you're in debt and you say, Lord, I don't know how to take this burden of debt off of me. Maybe it's a health issue that you're battling, or somebody in your life is battling and you've tried to do everything. And you know what? It doesn't mean your efforts have been bad in any of those situations, but there's a place where the Lord's saying, you know what? Let the dam break. Let the fragrance of faith go forward in me. The Lord is saying, let the fragrance go forth in me. This man, through his declaration, and it says he cried out and with tears, cried out. And listen, he had a lot of people looking on at his miserable situation. I mean, listen, he had a demon-possessed son. I'm sure people were like, you know what, I don't want a lot of relationship with this guy. And he came to the place where the dam broke and the fragrance of his faith went forth. You know what? The Lord loves the fragrance of our faith. Faith is the currency of heaven. Jesus was waiting for the man to make that declaration. Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief. In other words, I see myself as I am, but I see you clearly. There's so many other people in Scripture. Hebrews chapter 11 is all about people actually being desperate enough to let the dam break and the fragrance of faith go forward. You have it in the Old Testament, many scriptures, women in need, the prophet Elijah coming to the woman for her last grain and oil, letting the dam break in her activities, in her actions. It's not just our words, it's in our actions, saying, well, you might as well just take it then, Elijah. Eat up, Elijah. The Lord is asking, come on, give it to me. Relinquish the control. Relinquish the fixing that you're trying to do. And let the dam break. And let the fragrance of your faith go forward. Another story was about the man who was a paralytic, and his friends tore open the roof to lower him down to be healed. Their faith, Jesus saw their faith. The dam broke when the roof tiles came off. And you know what? The Lord is saying, let the fragrance of your faith go forward. Don't be afraid. Doesn't matter what people think. Doesn't matter what you read about your situation. Doesn't matter what the statistics are. Let the dam break and let your fragrance of your faith go forward. The Lord is not going to fail you, but he may do it very different than you think. But you know what? In the end, he's going to get a lot of glory because he will not fail you. He will not fail you. God bless you. Pray about this word.